so that you're not like, oh god, he's doing that one again. I mean, I like the guy, but I'd like to see him play something else because I don't want to see that game, you know. Again, like I said, I'm probably overthinking things. I'm actually creating problem, and this is another reason I know, and I'm sorry, I apologize. um but you know, I'm creating issues and problems where there are none. Yeah, welcome to a beautiful mind. You know what's worse is I absolutely understand what's happening to me. I understand what I'm doing is wrong. You know, I'm not a stupid person. I genuinely get it. And yet, no matter how reasonable, no matter how much I know what's going on, I just subconsciously find myself doing it and then just going along with it. It's ridiculous. I suffer with anxiety, depression, and panic attacks, and yeah, it just the whole mental aspect. It's just it's very weird. It's like I don't. It's like you know what he's doing. That's called insanity. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's also true. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting. Yes, yeah, no, and I know you're absolutely right. 100%, you're right. It's this one, but it's like I'm finding, and it's like every day's different but the same. If that makes any sense, it's like I'm finding myself having to make conscious decisions of not to do stuff. Like when I catch myself doing it, it's like, no, we don't want to do that. And I know that's stupid, and you know, don't think that and don't do this. But it's like it's just completely ingrained to do it. Like you just. I don't know if you've ever smoked, but it's like trying to quit smoking, right? And then actually having all the willpower in the world, and then but not moving any of your smoking paraphernalia, right? Like for argument's sake, having a packet of cigarettes by your computer, your lighter and an ashtray, right? And then you're sitting there and you're playing a game, and I've done this. I swear to you all, I've done this, right? I'm doing so well. I'm actually talking to people about quitting smoking and whatever else, and then I swear to you that this is true, right? I've looked down, and there's a cigarette burning in the ashtray. Because I've sat there and smoked it without realising. Obviously, I've realised. I'm not saying I'm, you know, that's me every time. Don't add words to the conversation you just passed by. Yes. Yeah. No, you're quite right. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. Really weird. And then you get given, I mean, I've had to take tablets for what was wrong with me, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to talk to you all now. Straight up, honestly, the panic attacks were so bad. I couldn't even be in the same room as my grandchildren, my kids, everything. You quit. So well done. I've done. That's really good. I quit smoking. What was it? 10 years ago now, just over 10 years ago, I think. And I started vaping maybe 5 years ago. And I started vaping because, like, I missed smoking, and I missed the whole, like, it's so bizarre to explain. They're doing something with your hands, and you know, and not the taste. I never liked smoking, to be honest. Well, I done, you know. And then I just started vaping. I've been doing that ever since. Yeah, well, I have to be honest. I'm waking up every day now, and I'm getting that itch to do it, to just quit vaping. I mean, it's something you don't need to do. It's money you don't need to spend out on. I mean, I make all my own juices. I go into it, you know, like and do all my own stuff. So, but yeah, I am genuinely. It's more than thinking about it these days. I've said it a couple of times to my missus and my kids and stuff, but like I'm getting quite close to, I think, actually doing it. And I know you can just say, well, no, if you want to quit, just stop, just do it. But for me, I feel like, just like I did with smoking, because I tried that with smoking and I couldn't do it. I feel like it's I don't feel vaping is nearly as dangerous nor as gross as smoking. No, nicotine is still. Yeah, exactly. So like I just I feel like I'm just gonna stop soon, and then that'll be it. But I can't. This sounds really weak of me to admit this, but it's actually true. I just feel like I need something. Does that make any sense? Like it's like that void has to be filled for me, and you know it. What's strange is I've never been able to fill a void of a vice without having another vice. You know, because otherwise, like when I quit smoking, I will never go back to smoking. Never, never, ever, never, never, never go back to smoking. Right. But my point is that I, it was a daily struggle, constantly thinking about it because I didn't have anything else to fill up that space with. You get what I mean? It's strange. I don't know. I guess the old saying's true. We are creatures of habit. Yeah, good. I'm glad because I'm sitting here. I'm trying to explain it. It's so difficult to articulate it as well. You know, to get it out. What you mean? But it's also like losing weight. Like this time for me in losing weight, I'll be honest with you, right? I mean, I've been trying to lose weight for years and years and years, and all that's happened to me is I've just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know, I know that the television and news and everything else likes to make you believe that all fat people sit and, you know, eat half a pig and 14 loaves of bread and, you know, that are constantly stuffing their faces. I can tell you now that I eat less than, I can guarantee you, all of you now, I eat less than all of you do. And always have done. I used to only eat one meal a day. And then everyone said to me, oh, that's bad. That's the reason why you're losing weight, because your body goes into starvation. So I started eating more, and then I put more weight on. And then now all of a sudden everyone's saying, oh, fasting, you got fast. And yet when I was down there, they were like, oh, no, don't do that because of this. And it's like there is so much controversial evidence on dieting. So I'm getting a bit fat. I eat less than I used to. Yeah, exactly. So I one of the biggest things I'd lost 2 to 3 stone before I found out about my gallstone, and then my gallstone hit, and then boom, I lost. I'm coming up on the 10 stone mark, and I don't know what the conversion is for that. That I've lost now. I've lost 10 stone in weight. So. And I feel so much better. And the things that I eat, anytime someone tells you this is bad, just wait a couple of years and they'll tell you the same thing that it's good for. Yeah, exactly. No, I completely agree. It is absolutely true. Do I want to be doing this with this brush? I'll do this little bit here, I guess, and then I'll switch to a bigger brush. But no, you're absolutely right. The conflicting opinions and then agendas from certain people. You're just never going to know. Smoking crack is no good for you. I mean, you know, I've never stopped. Yeah, no. I find that the internet I find that the internet is a fantastic place, a wealth of knowledge and information and stuff. And I feel like that was the key to humanity's true progression. I'm not getting all matrixy now. But then I feel like that somebody realised that, you know, Jesus, these people are waking up, for want of a better term. And then they put on so much disinformation. So it's like having the truth, right? Put on the end of a needle, and then like half of it's true and half of it's not, but you just pick up a needle and you don't know whether it is or not. It's ridiculous. So you end up not believing anything or believing everything. Um, it was good to catch on for you a minute. I've got to go put these out, do so. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for popping in. You take it easy, bud. Catch you later. Enjoy your day. Another thing I like about these art streams, you can really have a conversation, you know? And as we all know, I do love to chat. I just don't get to do it very often. Except every day I'm streaming. So, my friend Jimmy, my very good friend Jimmy, and my other friend Towers, and I know you guys don't know who they are, but you know, the way I look at it is they might tune in, watch this or whatever. Both bought me games yesterday, which was lovely of them, like really nice of them. My friend Jimmy bought me all of the DLC content for Grim Dawn. And Grim Dawn, I am so enjoying and learning the whole upgrading path, the weapons, classes, special attacks, elements, and everything else. And I'm just having such a good time playing that game. My good friend Towers bought me a VR game, which is called Orbis. I think Orvius or Orbis or whatever it is, VR, which is basically a MMO for for virtual reality. And oh my god, I mean, the game's not particularly fantastic. You can tell where they've like made things unnecessarily hard and grindy to extend the amount of time that you have to play the game, rather than actually doing it, in my opinion, the correct way, and that is actually giving us something else to do to extend the game, right? But the whole experience of an MMO inside VR is on a different level, and I thoroughly enjoy playing it. Really enjoy playing it. We're going to get back into that again soon. And then he said he wants to do Zenith, so I guess at some point we'll be giving that a go. But yeah, I'm so lucky. Like, I keep saying that I'm lucky in love, lucky with family and whatever else. And there is one other thing that I need to be appreciative of, and I'm so lucky for my friends. So thank you all. They're all getting fed up with me constantly thanking them. It's like Afid, who gave me Harry Potter, the deluxe edition. I mean, like, I was so blown away. I'll be honest with you, I had a tear roll down my face because I'm not used to this, you know. And you know, when somebody actually does give me something, it affects me the same way each time, because I've never been used to it. Because everything I've ever got, I've always worked for, as I've said on many occasions. But the way I look at it is that they get fed up with me constantly thanking them and going on about it. Oh, you know, that was brilliant. But it doesn't cost anything to show you gratitude. And the gratitude actually means so much. And as much as they're getting fed up with hearing me like constantly thanking them and stuff, I'd rather them be fed up with me for thanking them than be fed up with me for like, oh, I bought that game. It doesn't even appreciate it, you know? So anyway, the moral of the story was I was playing Grim Dawn last night and most of the day yesterday, and thoroughly enjoyed it, because I was looking into Diablo, and I had 70 quid for a bloody game. It's just ridiculous. It's daylight robbery, in my opinion. And everyone says, oh, it's inflation and whatever else, and it's like, you got the same team. It's not like the teams had to get any bigger. The costs and stuff, I mean, yeah, I suppose electric's gone up. I don't know. It just seems to me like, oh, we can actually start charging more here. We get extra money, which, you know, as a business person, it's what you would do, I guess. It's just not so good when you're doing it when the whole economy of the world is in the toilet, basically. Well, without getting too conspiracy theoristy, when it's in the toilet for some people. So that was a good way of putting it, wasn't it? Without actually pointing any fingers. I need to check in a minute, see how long I've been doing this, because sometimes I actually get so lost in this. I have no idea how long I've been doing it for. I usually gauge it by how painful my back is, and I've just kind of noticed that I'm starting to get some real twinges. So I'm guessing that I've been doing this a fair while now. I'm guessing it's probably over an hour, or just on, probably. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's 50 minutes, which isn't so bad. Nice spirited discussion or conversation while you're doing this, right? With your friends has definitely made something that I enjoy doing even more enjoyable. Even though, like right now, I'm probably just sitting here talking to myself and people are just listening, and that's fine. You know, I do you know, I'm going to be honest here, right? And this is going to sound really weird. I feel like people don't talk enough anymore. And I feel like because people don't talk enough and they don't interact enough and they don't ask like personal questions, everybody feels alone in the way that they feel. I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone. To some people, I guess it's going to make sense, because if I'd have heard that, it would have made perfect sense to me, right? So I always continue talking, and I'm literally an open book with you all pretty much, and people think, oh, it's an overshare or whatever. But one day, my hope is, genuinely, my hope is that somebody's sitting out there and they were feeling the way that I used to. Not that I want people to feel the way that I used to, but someone probably will be out there feeling that way. And then maybe conversations like these, or maybe I'm going to say something one day and they're going to think, actually, I feel exactly the bloody same. And this guy's actually been through it, going through it, and dealing with it. What did he do? You know, or you know, have that little epiphany of like, I actually feel like that. You know, that happened to me, and maybe I'm not alone. You know, I don't get me wrong, I'm not a crusader. I'm not, and I'm not a white knight. I'm just a sufferer like everyone else. But I see so many people, you know, unfortunately ending their lives, which is a real shame because they feel like they've got no way out. And I just think that if there was more information, if you didn't feel so alone, if you didn't, there was more help available, it wouldn't happen. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I've never really thought about that, because that to me isn't an option. But that's for me personally. You know, I can see why people do possibly think about it, but it's not a viable option. It really isn't, and it isn't the last resort. No matter how it feels. Where was I? Yeah, there we go. And like I said, you know, if anyone out there is suffering, I know you don't know me, and I'm not a professional. I don't profess to be one, but I'm a good listener. I'm a good talker, and you can feel free to search my Discord and drop me a line. I'll listen. And that's not just me saying that to try and get people to, you know, my social platform and all that rubbish. It's a genuine offer. Right, well, we've done a lot of that. I'm actually really happy with that. Like, that's gone really well so far. I think I'm going to clean the brush off. And we should get on with a different colour, I think. Be nice to get most of this flower done, or if not the flower done. I think that would make a bit more of an impact today of, you know, actually getting something done on here. So I think that's what I'm going to aim for. This is 14, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. Bits like this that really make all the difference. I've always said it. It's always the colour that really makes it pop, you know? Just drag a bit of that so I'm not keep going back and forth to that. Pop. Not so much painting right now, but pasting. I don't understand why this is so thick. I can't remember if this is one I actually did. Guess I'll have to look back over my videos and just see if it is. I don't know. I might actually turn that up a little bit, my mic, because somebody said that I was, after all of that speaking and then realising that somebody said that my mic was a little bit quiet when I was doing this. And I said it's usually because I'm not as shouty. I've just turned it up a smidge, just in case. Someone knocking at my door. Hoping that's not picking up my dog too. Down here. I'm actually really happy with the way this is turning out so far. I think I might have put a bit more water in it, not dry it off as much. Probably have to put a few drips of water in this just to thin it down a little bit, but I'm not doing any of that now. I'll probably do it at the end. I think we've mixed enough paints and adapted them on this particular painting already. Tell you what else surprised me, how many of my friends actually like watching my art stream, and they all say the same thing, like it's really relaxing, which is good, because that was the point. I'm here lurking while figuring out an issue. Not a problem, buddy. You're fine. You know me. I can have a conversation in an empty room. Whether it's an entertaining conversation, it's up for debate. But then again, are any of my conversations entertaining? That's what I'd like to ask. 14 is another one here. Actually, would I like to ask? No, I think on this one, ignorance is bliss. couple of 14s in here. We're definitely getting into the colour when it comes to the top part, which is obvious really, because the green stuff is always going to be at the bottom because that's where the stems are. Down there, because this is the more that you spend on making sure, obviously, you know, not going over the lines is like pretty obvious, but the more time you spend doing it, the better the painting actually looks. And what a lot of people don't like about the paint by numbers is like looking it up close, it doesn't actually look like much. But when you get some distance on a paint by numbers, that's when it really pops. You look back at it and you're like, oh my god, that looks incredible. Even I've done it, you know. That's not just me, you know, appreciating my own work. It's just like the picture just looks amazing. I suppose it's a bit like me, I look better from a distance. My missus says, yeah, a couple of miles. Oh, that was it. Somebody actually asked me the other day and said, okay, would you ever do a paint by numbers from start to finish on stream? And I was like, yeah, I'm doing that now. And it's like, no. Start it and finish it before you end the stream. And I was like, no, just no. Because that would take far too long. And not even I would have. I mean, I could do it, I suppose, but nah. I think that would probably ruin painting for me, to be honest. Could you imagine? I don't even know how long this would take me, this particular one. And this isn't particularly integral. The unicorn and the cottage that my other granddaughters have picked out is, yeah, they're integral. Really integral. And I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm just hoping it's not going to be like that Christmas one. Because, yeah, that was hard with that Christmas tree. Felt like I was painting it for months, and I did it relatively quickly because it was a kind of Christmas present for my missus. Because she basically is Mrs. Claus. Hey, how far did we get up here? So we got 12s. I might just tie in this side, I guess.